I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, now the Olympic Games are finished, I hope there's even more opinions. I just want one more opinion, one non-athletic opinion, preferably with somebody with a clubfoot and bad asthma that has never won, maybe lost every event of their life. I would just love to hear one more opinion. Dreams do come true because I'm about to fulfill them with giving you my opinion, or a couple of opinions, 3 in fact, as I wrap up the Olympic Games 2024. My name's Steve and I'm a little scattered, and hence the YouTube name, and I just want to give a couple of thoughts. I enjoy the conversation around spirituality and culture and where they hit, because I believe everything is actually spiritual. And there is nothing bigger culturally and spiritually that's happened more recently than the Olympic Games, where the entire world's focus and opinion and thoughts and questions came alive through social media and through all these events. And most of the conversation, obviously, like every time, is not actually about the performance and the sports. Fortunately or unfortunately, it's about wider themes as we collectively come together. And so I want to talk about some of those themes and some of those observations and give my scattered opinion. If you enjoy it, then scatter it further. If you find it that you pick up what I'm putting down, then please reshare. I'd really appreciate that. But let me get to my 3 main observations. Number 1 is I've called, don't look over there. And I'll come back to explain that in just a moment. But I want to talk about something that has not been spoken about. The Olympics opening ceremony and the satanic imagery. And of course, that famous scene that basically made fun of, spat on, made light of one of the most holy scenes out of the Gospels, the Last Supper. Christians were outraged. How dare you not like us? How dare you make fun of us? How dare you make fun of these things? How dare you not think we're cool? And that's really what it comes down to. Because over the last decade or so, with our leather jackets, with our skinny jeans, with us perfecting coffee culture, with our boutique beers even from some monasteries, and with our pointy shoes or really expensive sneakers, we have tried so hard to be cool, only for Paris to turn around, the epicenter of cool, and make fun of us. And we are devastated. And look, jokes aside, rightfully so, we can have an opinion on that. We can be off-putted by such blatant dislike for the Christian faith that we hold dear. However, I guess I wanted to talk about a different side of that. One that scarcely few have spoken about. And that's this idea, and I can only explain it by saying to you, if I was to say to you, don't push that button. Don't open that door. Don't think about that thing. Don't talk to that person, or don't Google trumpet clouds. If I was to say those things to you, what is your brain telling you to do? What's it screaming at you as I say those things? If you're human, then it's saying, push the button, open a door, talk to that person, think that thing, and I'll stop this video. I'm going to Google what a trumpet cloud is. And if you do Google what a trumpet cloud is, and it actually means something, I'm so sorry, because I'm just spitting scattered thoughts and I have no idea what those 2 things mean, and I'll Google it later to check I don't need to just make an edit. But we don't like people telling us what to do. And so here's the opportunity, because call it Satan, call it dark dominion, call it the elite, call it the powerful, but they are so obviously playing their hand at the moment. They are a little bit on the nose of how much they don't like Christianity, how much it is a joke around the elites, how much their agenda is against it. It's beyond now conspiracy theory. It's just blatantly obvious. Whether it's every second joke from every celebrity comedian, we are a joke. We are not cool. And that's doing something in the conversation. That is doing something in a culture that actually doesn't have an opinion. There's actually, beyond not liking us, they're just indifferent when it comes to following Jesus. And so for many, at least in the West, a lot of people are asking, why do they protest so much? A lot are asking, what is behind that door? Hey, if the powerful and the elite that we no longer trust in society keep telling us not to do this thing, not to look there, not to push that button, then that is driving hundreds, if not thousands, towards opening that door. As a local pastor and university chaplain, I can confirm that people are seeing this blatant discrediting, disliking, and going, hey, maybe Christians punk again. And I hope so, because Christianity has always flourished. It was been at its best when it's up against the wall, when it's a small group, when it's a remnant. And so I encourage you to not just go on about how hurt and offended. You are not cruel. I'm so sorry. But lean into that. Because I tell you what else isn't cool after the last few years: government, bureaucracy, the elite and the powerful. We're going to talk more about that. And so lean into it, because people are seeing this idea, this agenda, whatever you want to call it, and they've got questions. My second point, which leans into that, is what is true and what is good? That is my second question I ask as a reflection on the Olympics. What is true and what is good? And yes, I'm going to talk about something else that was barely talked about: a certain boxer. A boxer that, despite me thinking I'm pretty good at Google, despite me thinking I'm pretty good at the internet and finding out facts and finding out what is true, I sit here right now and I can honestly say, and I mean this, I don't actually know if that boxer is biological male or biological female. There is that much disinformation, there is that much anger, there is that much political agenda in it all. Both sides, it's not even two sides now, it's like an intersex question, it's a trans question, it's a do they know question, it's a how are they testing question, it's a domestic violence question. If she is a he, should he be beating up women? Should we be promoting that to the world? It's all those things. It's a bullying question. Did she or he even know? It's absolute insanity, because nobody can have a conversation. We're the most connected era ever, yet we don't know how to do deep connection. We don't know how to listen. We don't know how to just ask, hey, what is truth, but what is also good? What is also a loving and honest way of pursuing truth together? We have no idea how to do that as a culture. And what's crazy is Christians, followers of Jesus, we're meant to be the best at that. That's actually what we're meant to be good at. We're meant to actually be the best at going on a journey with others, at holding things at tension, secure enough to walk with someone we disagree with and find truth together. Because truth is truth, hey? And so you don't have to defend it right down here. We can walk together towards it. That's meant to be our forte. But instead, Christians at the moment are best known for reposting these weird AI-generated pictures where it's a silhouette of Jesus and it's so obviously fake. And like the caption goes, if you can't find, can you see that Jesus is in all things? And then reshare if you're a Christian. What the actual hell? That's what we're known for at the moment on social media, not being people that can walk in love and truth together. And then my third point. Here's also another question. Where's the justice? Whether that be the Olympics that comes into cities and leaves a trail, makes millions, if not billions of dollars. None of that goes to the athletes, or next to none. And they make all this money and they leave a trail of sex slavery, drug rings and crime. And that's not a theory, that is just fact. There are literally teams that go to these cities to help clean it up after the Olympics. And they're not funded by the Olympics. They know that's what follows these Olympic movements. And so there's just all this greed, there's all this corruption. And again, it's not about the athletes. They're phenomenal. They're the best in the world. Go them. But there's this question asked, where is the justice? Particularly aimed at the elite. Whether that's them only cleaning up rivers because the Olympics, not because they want better lives for their people. Or people getting sick in those rivers because the city would rather put on a show than protect honest or protect the athletes. To a more humorous, but still serious for some, Ray Gunn, the breakdancer, the Australian breakdancer, who seemed to get in through some elite level of, she's a professor and got a PhD, and so she can have this kind of road to the Olympics. Meanwhile, there are probably thousands of other better breakdancers in Australia, but they're underprivileged and they don't have those connections, and so they didn't get there. And so people are screaming, where is the justice? Not only that, she got bullied. The other side of that is she got fully bullied, online bullied. And so where's the justice for her? That's whether, if she did nothing wrong, even if she did do something wrong, does anyone really deserve that? Where is the justice, we hear cried out, particularly aimed at the elite? Again, Christian, follower of Jesus, divine justice is like one of our main things. We're busy posting more AI-generated pictures. I don't know what we're doing. Busy getting upset because we're not cool. Follower of Jesus, Christian, if I could sum it up, we need to stop acting like an insecure boyfriend. And I know what you're probably saying. You're saying, what on earth has that got to do with anything? And two, what would you know about being an insecure boyfriend? Well, firstly, I had asthma, as said, and a clubfoot and teenage acne. I know a lot about being an insecure boyfriend. And an insecure boyfriend is always, insecure, always anxious, always worried they're not enough. And in doing so, they're always picking on others, trying to drag others down to make themselves look good. They're always trying to prove themselves. They go, am I good enough? Am I cool enough? Am I enough? And it's so unattractive. Often they'll fulfill the very thing they're fearful and anxious about because it's so, personally lost lots of relationships because of that. But more than that, Christians, stop it. Seriously, stop it. The world is literally turning at this point and saying, hey, there's this agenda, there's this empire, I don't want a part of it. And they seem to not like Christians, so maybe I should explore that. Lean into that. They're literally asking for people to come walk with them and find what is good, what is beautiful, and what is true. Not just talk about it, not just prove a point, but actually walk with them, actually show them, actually be present in that. A lot like a God who didn't just tell us things, but came and walked amongst us and showed us truth, showed us the way and gave us life. That is what our world is screaming out for. It is not looking for people to prove or take them down or be insecure. And there's no reason to be insecure. There's heaps of reasons because we're broken. But we shouldn't be because we have security in the truth. In the one that does and will bring justice. But not the type of justice that we think of. I'm not talking about dressing up as Batman and ridding our streets of crime. Not that type of justice. I'm talking about Jesus' justice, the justice that uplifts the poor, uplifts the broken, uplifts those that don't think they're good enough, uplifts the lost. And so I'm not talking about necessarily the internet and a global conversation. I'm talking about, are you doing those things for your neighbours? Are you doing those things for your community? Are you representing his presence, his very secure and true presence? And to use the only athletic term I've used in this entire video, sorry, but not sorry. To run the race that he's marked out for you. To stay on task. To be secure. And why be secure? Why run the race he's asked for you in your life, in your neighbourhood, in your community? Why can we be secure in that and not be worried when things are not true? Not be worried about winning every argument, not be worried when they seemingly don't like us, or not win every argument on the internet. How can we be secure in that? We can be secure because he won. At the end of the day, at the end of the Olympics, at the end of every Olympics, at the end of life, he's won. And when our security is in that, or if you're just exploring Jesus, when you find security in that, when it is well with your soul, and you can be like the secure boyfriend or girlfriend. You don't have to prove anything. In some way, they'll come to you. They'll go, why are you not anxious? In 2024, why are you not anxious? Why are you not worried about everything? Why are you not lost? Why do you seem found? And you'll be able to point and say, well, he's already won. Let me walk with you. Let me show you. Hey, that's my Olympic thoughts. Do with you what you want with that. If you liked it, love you to share it around. If you disagree or agree, comment below. And I'll see you either after the next world event or in the next video. See you then.